Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we're starting to look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart. Let's go and map out the current range. And as you can see, this 4-hour range that we've been dealing with, this is the strong lower high that caused this previous leg, and price consolidated, started to break structure to the upside and internal structure. And as you know, prices have continued to consolidate, came back up into, like I said, started to consolidate, still broke structure to the upside. Now reacted from this area of supply. And after prices tapped into that, no real strong movement. It's just still consolidating sideways. As prices continue to trying to make a decision on whether it could turn bullish, like some of the other US dollar pairs, or continue its overall swing structure back down, because there is liquidity building under these lows, as you can see. Still somewhat forming a price channel, like I said, with liquidity building under these lows. But right now, locally, since Wednesday, came back into that area of supply and just has been slowly moving, slowly consolidating sideways in this area in premium of this overall swing structure. Looking to see if there's any type of momentum to pick up. Possibly could continue to take out this lower high, this overall swing structure, or like I said, take out this liquidity sitting under the lows. I'd be looking for any type of selling opportunity, but right now I don't see any opportunity setting up right now. But we'll be interested if it does start to push back down to lower prices and get past some of these lows, get past some of this area of demand, and start to take out this gap that was formed previously. GBP USD. Let's go map out the current range. And this one has come back to its lower high, and this is the lower high. So it's basically formed from these highs. When structure kept pushing up from this low, made this high, and these lows were taken out by this lower high and came back down here. But overall, it did not take out the lows of this overall range. So if you see buyers step back in and prices continue to come back into the previous range, and it's just you can't look at this overall as the range, but this day to be price leg, bearish price leg that pushed prices lower and took out some of the lows previously. But now internal structure started to break to the upside, broke structure to the upside, and continue this way all the way back up. So if you do look at this as that bearish swing structure, and that means this retraced back into premium 100%. There hasn't been a close above this lower high from July, but prices have tapped into it, wicked above it, and then sellers step back in, but not significant. Momentum has not picked up yet. So you are looking at the swing structure overall bearish still. Internal structure starting to break down fractally, and internal structure, if it does form this lower high, then that would be bearish. Could possibly see this as a possible bull flag from this run up, this bullish run up internally. Be forming a liquidity sitting over these highs. You could continue to push and break past this lower high from this high. So overall, just looking to see if any momentum will pick up. Because like I said, swing structure is still overall bearish because this hasn't closed above this high, this lower high. Internal structure starting to break down, bearish also. But like I said, this pattern may be setting up for a continued push to higher prices. There's areas of demand that it could tap into before it does that, or if it does start to take out some of these lows, and I'll be looking at any type of selling opportunity if momentum picks up to the downside, starting the lows of the overall 4-hour structure. DXY, and we just go over this briefly. We know that previously these lows start to dollar broke out, start to look bullish for a while back in August, and then sellers stepped back in and price started to consolidate once there were sellers pushing prices back down, and the bearish momentum continued from this previous overall structure, and we were looking at this area, this trend line. That price is kind of did close under, but no strong push under. I was flirting with it a little bit, still coming back into premium, taps into premium, and then continues to push down, waiting to see if momentum can pick up and take out the lows of this consolidation area to see if this trend line even holds. If there is any type of momentum to pick up to the upside, we're looking forward to take out the highs of this overall range, but you can't just look at this as since prices continue to stay within this area and in this range. As you can see, like I said, overall it was bullish. Prices continue to break down, internally bearish, but still just consolidating sideways overall. And we're looking for any type of momentum to pick up. If it does take out this trend line, I'll be looking for any type of momentum to take out the lows of this overall of this consolidation area and continue to target the low prices of this overall range. But overall, if it does take out the highs, then it would also be continuing the structure from this higher low, from these lows, which made this structure bullish from these taking out these highs. But like I said, now it's closing below a few times of this trend line. So it looks like any opportunity once momentum does pick up. AUD USD. Let's go ahead and map the current range, and this continues to trade sideways. I believe this was the last range we had. That's because this was the high that was formed after this spring, what I call spring, from this previous structure. But overall, this is the low. And it's made the higher low. This higher low was taken out, and now buyers have stepped back in and push prices back into this overall structure. So when that happens, it's not really trending. It's just consolidating. If you look at this overall structure from this area, from this range, prices is still just in that range. It's not really significantly pushing higher or lower outside of this overall structure. But you can see locally that this can be considered the higher low from this low. But prices had consolidated, continued to push up, which I previously called this, the 4-hour string structure leg bearish because it's got this low. Price continued to push up, structure to the upside internally, came back into premium, tapped into this area of supply, and then sellers reacted from it, started to push down. Looks kind of impulsive, but again, this prices continue just to stay in this choppy area, and then this overall choppy area, this overall just range. So looking for these lows to be taken out. If it does, possibly looking for a type of selling opportunity, but not currently not looking for any opportunity because it has been choppy and it has just been consolidating sideways. NZD USD. Let's go and map out the current range, and this would be the 4-hour structure. But of course, this being the high that took out the lows of the previous structure. So bearish swing structure, and now internally are starting to break to the upside, start to consolidate, and continue to push back into premium. Push toward this area of supply. It kind of tap into it, and then seller step back in. But prices continue to consolidate locally. Looking for any type of momentum shift. It does start to take out the lows. So I'll be looking for any type of selling opportunity in order to target the lows of the overall range, or it can continue to push past these highs. Looking to see if it can continue internally break structure to the upside. But right now it does seemingly all agree. Swing structure bearish, internal structure starting to break down, taking out some of these lows. Fractal structure starting to break down. So could we look for any opportunity if momentum picks up to short to the downside. GBP AUD. Let's go and map out the current range, this being the lower high. This has been trading, also been trading sideways for a while. Previously, we were looking at this area, this trend line, which prices did react to. Of course, it came down, made new lows, started to consolidate. Now buyers step back in, started to push up, structure to the upside. Overall swing structure bearish because of this being the lower high of this overall structure. Took out the lows, this high, took out the lows here, and formed these lows. And of course, like I said, just started to break to the upside after consolidating. Now we're back in premium of this 4-hour swing leg, swing structure. Came back up to this trend line, which we've been mapping for a while, and the sellers did react from it. Now it has been a significant push. It looks like it is being impulsive to the upside. Like I said, it's just internal structure, but impulse correction, impulse consolidation, impulse came back up to this trend line. Now still consolidating sideways. Still this gap still can be filled before pushing higher, targeting this lower high. But overall, like I said, it is in premium of the swing leg on the 4-hour chart at least, and it has reacted from this trend line. Waiting to see if there's any type of momentum to pick up, check out these lows. There is liquidity sitting under these lows as well. If that does happen, then I'll be interested in trying to take, a short back down to the downside. With these areas of demand have pushed prices higher, so we'll be cautious, but only looking for any type of selling opportunity for GBP AUD. GBP NZD, let's go ahead and map out the current range. And now this has come back into premium of this overall range and has finally stayed there. Well, let's go ahead and map out that range. So the reason why this was the lower high, because this high was formed from these lows, and this lower high did break past these lows. Now it hasn't gone any lower than this low from April 23rd, but this had remained a bearish swing structure, with this being the lower high for a while. We've been showing it here, and every time internally when buyers step back in, it came into premium. Sellers always stepped up and pushed prices back down, but now buyers have held this trend line. Unlike with GBP AUD, this trend line had held strong with GBP NZD, and structure broke to the upside, and finally tapped into premium of this overall structure, and the impulse out of it continue to push into premium deeper. Still ain't looking for a selling opportunity, but right now the impulse is high with these demand areas being in control. So last impulse in internal structure pushing prices to the upside for GBP NZD, at least on the 4-hour chart. And now we've just been consolidating sideways. But internally, like I said, continues to push up. There's liquidity sitting under these lows, but right now I wouldn't trade against it. I'm not looking for any opportunity to buy or sell at the moment until I see that a decision has been made on which direction it's going to go. Because overall, like I said, this swing structure is bearish, but internal structure is bullish, and now it's in premium. Should be looking for any type of selling opportunity when prices retrace back into premium with an overall bearish swing structure. But like I said, these buyers could continue to push prices higher, and it could take out these highs, but only looking to see if any type of momentum picks up in any direction. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.